Quincy, we can't hear you, my friend.
So sorry about that.
That's okay.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 7th annual Benjamin and Marion Kremen virtual scholarship reception. My name is Quincy Ariz, and I am the lifestyle enrichment manager here at the Terraces at San Joaquin Gardens. This afternoon, we are continuing the legacy of Dr. Benjamin and Dr. Marion Kremen. We are here in a modified format again this year, which many of you are now quite familiar with. Joining us today here at San Joaquin Gardens is our TSJG Executive Director, Sean Rushforth, residents of TSJG in our Holiday Theater, and many other TSJG residents who are joining us via Zoom. I would also like to give a special thanks to the Terraces Executive Chef, Tyler Gregory, for his extraordinary team and for the delicious appetizers created from fresh produce and ingredients from the local Gibson market that we have for our residents available today. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge Mr. Earl Knobloch. Earl and his wife, Beverly, were immensely invested in the growth of Fresno State and contributed greatly to the agricultural education. The Knoblochs gave continued support to the Gibson Farm Market, which was named in honor of Beverly's parents. The Fresno State community and the TSJG family will miss the presence of Earl, but his legacy will forever be remembered for his generosity and service. Now I'd like to pass this over to Brianne Scoggin, Director of Donor Relations and Stewardship for Fresno State.
Thank you so much, Quincy. And welcome to each and every one of you that are with us today. And thank you for taking the time this afternoon to celebrate the legacy of the Kremens and our wonderful student scholarship recipients. If you're joining us in person today from the Holiday Theater, we hope that you enjoy the appetizers that were prepared using produce and items from Fresno State's Gibson Farm Market. If you're joining us via Zoom, welcome to you as well. We're glad to be able to offer a hybrid format to ensure we can all celebrate safely today. Although we know that Zoom has become a familiar part of the way we connect now, we do ask you remain on mute during the presentation to ensure our speakers can be heard. If you'd like to express messages of congratulations or celebration, please use the chat feature to do so. You may also want to set your screen to speaker view for the best viewing experience. Along with the residents of the Terraces at the San Joaquin Gardens, we also have 9 scholarship recipients joining us today. They're easy to identify as they're using a special Bulldog Red Zoom background. Members of their family are also joining us to celebrate their students' accomplishments. I'm pleased to introduce to you Dr. Randy Urich, Dean of the Kremen School of Education and Human Development, who will help introduce the wonderful staff and faculty joining us here from Fresno State. Dean Urich.
Thank you, Brianne, and thank you, Heather, and thank you, Quincy. I also want to extend a warm welcome to all of you this afternoon. Let me introduce some of the faculty and the staff of Kremen who are with us today. You'll see in the screens, I'll be pointing to her, but you know where to find her. Dr. Janelle Pitt-Parker, who is my Associate Dean. Dr. Alicia Beckton, who is the Chair of the Counselor Education and Rehabilitation Program. Dr. Gitama Sharma, Associate Professor in the Counseling and Counselor Education and Rehabilitation Program. And Noor Dediolu, who is also a new hire here this year, who we're just so happy to have her join us in Kremen. Heather McDowell is also one of the key players who is making everything work in the background here. So thank you, Heather, also, who works in Kremen and with development here at Fresno State. In my second year here at Fresno State as Dean of the Kremen School of Education, I've been looking forward to this reception and the meeting, not only because this year's scholarship recipients, but also the friends at the Terraces and the San Joaquin Gardens. Your time and your support and your encouragement are greatly appreciated. You're about to hear from both Keith Komsky and as well as Dr. Robert Monkey, who exemplified the dedication and the hard work that moved Kremen to make this an ongoing bequest possible. Now I want to introduce you to the Director of Financial Services of Fresno State Foundation, Keith Komsky, and Professor Emeriti, Dr. Bob Monkey, to look back on the genesis of this event. Welcome to all.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Dean Urich. We sat down with Dr. Monkey to learn more about how this event came to be. I'd like you to join me as we view the following video.
I was a counselor educator, and I taught methods in theory a little bit, but mostly methods, and I established a counseling lab for practicum, which was very much needed, and that was helpful. Well, I met Dr. Kremen when I applied. He was very friendly, very nice, open guy, and had a great sense of humor. Well, he was the program coordinator, so he arranged who taught where, when, and he was hired specifically to develop a K-12 guidance, counseling and guidance program. He retired in 1976, and he stayed connected with the university, which was a nice thing that he did that. But and we were building buildings at that time. You know, we're getting his plans together. I showed him the approved plans. He came to my office a number of times, and how is that going to fit with counseling and all those kinds of neat things. And we talked a lot about the building. I took them through the whole building, 5 stories, everything. They loved it. So I was glad I did that. And so I stayed with Marion, and I visited him a lot prior to his death, but I stayed with her and visited her a number of times. She was talking about it'd be nice if I could go back up to Yosemite, and I said, why don't I take you? So I did that. We had a great visit. We spent a day up there and came back, and she loved it. And a little further down the road, I just said, well, why don't you go to another park? We go to Kings Canyon and Sequoia, and that's a pretty nice setup too. And she jumped on that too right away. So I took her up there, but I kept her connected with the institution. She said, I've decided to give most of my estate to the university. And then she went down, more specifically, to the School of Education, and even more specifically to the counseling and guidance program. And I'd like to have recognized Ben for all he's done as a pioneer in counselor education, for all he's done in support of all that, to give students an opportunity to get a school counseling credential. And so I'd like to fund them, give them money for do that. It changed the name of the school, so the Benjamin and Marion School of Education and Human Development. That's a mouthful, but that's definitely gave them recognition forever with that name change. It's so nice for students to have scholarships, and these are large scholarships, and that way you can pretty much focus on your coursework. Life's a lot better when you go to school. We're a nice couple, and I applaud Ben. He was going to develop a counseling program for K-12, and he did that, and he did a good job. And he was well respected.
Keith, I think you're muted, my friend. We can't hear you.
Dr. Monkey, thank you so much for sharing with us those touching memories. It's so wonderful to hear the history on how this gift came to be. Now we'll share a video where I explain how the donation is managed by the Fresno State Foundation to create scholarships. So the Fresno State Foundation is a recognized auxiliary. It's a separate 501c3 nonprofit organization designed to support the Fresno State campus. It was founded in the 1930s. It is governed by a 35-member board of governors who are community members. And I have been in my role as the director of finance for the foundation for about 16 years now. Dr. Marion Kremen made a generous testamentary gift, meaning she put it in her estate as a planned gift. And it was a large endowed gift. And the way an endowment works is an endowed gift is made where the income from the endowment is to provide scholarships, but the gift itself, or the corpus, is never to be spent. So this allows a large gift to remain in perpetuity and to be invested in our endowment pool. This gift was made to support a program that Dr. Kremen had passion for. It's for graduate students who are pursuing a career in high school and other school counseling, guidance counselors. I've learned to call it the gift that keeps on giving, because it's one thing to give $5,000 or $10,000 to have a scholarship program paid out over 1 or 2 years. But if you give an endowed gift of $25,000 or more, that will give in perpetuity. So I just want to thank the Fresno State Foundation Board of Governors, as well as the Kremen School, for their ability to select the scholars, and certainly the transformative gift by Dr. Kremen to make this all possible. I'll now provide an update on the impact of this transformative gift in terms of some of the numbers involved for the scholarships. For our most recent fiscal year ended June 30, 2021, this endowment generated over $95,000 to support the program's scholarship recipients during our current 2021-22 academic year. And since 2014, when this gift was invested, the endowment has generated over $660,000 in scholarship awards. Thank you for your time, and now I'll turn it back over to Quincy.
Thank you, Keith. Now we would like to introduce you to a TSJG resident who is also a faculty emeritus with the school. Everybody, please welcome Dr. Bob Kittredge.
And Diane and I moved in to the Terraces, it was about 2013. I discovered the Terraces had a partnership with Fresno State. And part of that partnership was the hosting here at the Terraces of an event every year that honored the scholarship recipients. These were for counseling scholarships over in the Talladay Theater. And so I started going, each year I would go to that event. I really enjoyed meeting the new crop of soon-to-be counselors. And also it was a chance to reconnect with people that I had known in the School of Education. So many activities go on at Fresno State, my gosh. My wife and I used to go out there for many things. I've always had one foot when I was at the university, one foot in the university, one foot in the community. And I was still able to do that and still also live here and also have the relationship with Fresno State, which I think was quite a novel idea also.
Thank you, Dr. Kittredge. Now we would like to introduce Dr. Sharma with this afternoon's main event. Dr. Sharma.
Thank you, Quincy. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And thank you so much, Dr. Monkey, for that video and for all your inspiration. Really a heartfelt thank you to you and everyone. So hello, everyone. And so here we are celebrating the recipients of Dr. Benjamin and Marian Kremen Scholarship. The school counseling program at Fresno State is dedicated in nurturing future school counselors who can really advance a positive change in the direction of academic achievement, career development, socio-emotional well-being of K through 12 students in our communities and beyond. Especially in this time, we all know that there are so many students who are struggling with mental health and academic achievement amidst everything that we are going through in isolation, and school counselors play such a critical role in supporting these students to believe in themselves, and they follow strengths-based, empowerment-based approaches, and they are so social justice driven to reduce the academic achievement gap that exists in community. So it's just such a matter of pride to be able to always support the students who are truly dedicated in making a positive difference in lives of others. And I really want to especially thank Dr. Nu Dedogu, who is right here, who supported us in selecting the scholarship recipients for this year. So the scholarship recipients, you're the ones we are celebrating. I really want to thank your families who are here to celebrate all of you. So when I call your name, please wave. And so let's begin. Felix Madrigal, Francisco Sanz, Jasmine Elvila Flores, Jasmine Lara Luna, Justin Taft, Lindsay Perez Gingold, Marissa Martinez, Monica Lopez, and Natalie Narkanoon. Sorry, I must have mispronounced so many names, I wish we could just meet before this event for me to really learn how to pronounce every single name, but it's okay, like really a heartfelt congratulations to all of you. You all make us so proud, and we just, you're already through your internship and practicum. I know you're already engaged with students, in different capacities, already promoting a positive change. But once you complete this, master's in school counseling degree with PPS credential, there's just so much more that you would continue to achieve for the sake of others. So thank you so much and congratulations. And now is the most exciting part, of this particular celebration. And that is that we get to hear from students themselves about their aspirations and journey as school counselors in training. So let's welcome Justin Taft to share his aspirations and journey. Thank you, Justin.
Hey everybody. I would like to start off by saying that it is an honor to have been selected for the Dr. Benjamin and Marion Kremen Scholarship, and that I am grateful for everyone who is in attendance today. When I graduated from high school in 2018, I had no idea that I would one day want to become a school counselor. It was something that I'd never crossed my mind. The idea of working in a school just after attending 12 years straight was very unappealing. I entered Fresno State with the idea that I wanted to pursue some sort of career in psychology. It wasn't until I started working in a school, attending advising meetings and reflecting on my time in high school that I realized that I wanted to be a school counselor. Although I only met with my high school counselor a handful of times, I realized how much of an effort he had on my life. Some counselors see hundreds of students in a year, and sometimes all it takes is a few words of encouragement to really make an impact. That is when I decided to pursue a degree in social work. The scholarship will allow me to finish up my education and start giving back to our students with reality. It will allow me to grow and develop into a counselor that can make a difference in our education system. I hope to be able to instill motivation and a desire to learn while providing a safe space to my students. I feel that we, as recipients, are the essence of what the Kremen hoped to create when they started this program in this endowment. We're all going to take their generosity and use it to feel our passion for counseling. I'd once again like to thank you for this opportunity and thank you all for being here.
Yes, thank you, Justin. Thank you. Let's now welcome Marissa to share hers.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marissa Martinez. I'm one of this year's recipients of the Dr. Benjamin and Marion Kremen Scholarship. I would like to start off by thanking you all for being here, as well as thank you for choosing me as one of the recipients of the scholarship. It is truly an honor to be recognized for my achievements and pursuit in the school counseling career field. I have always had a love for learning and education. I knew that teaching wasn't something that I was really interested, although many have told me I would be amazing at it. What I really have always been drawn to when working in the school systems was working with the students who needed that additional support, who needed someone to hear them, who needed someone to see them. Being able to recognize these students and help them to achieve not only academic success, but to also meet them where they are at and help them to find the light at the end of the tunnel. This is what drew me to school counseling, being able to advocate and support my students as they continue to grow and mold into the person that they want to be. My hope is to make a long-lasting impact in the lives of my students, to be someone who is in my students' corners, advocating for them, that even if they feel like they have no one to turn to, I'm there for them. So being able to be a recipient of the scholarship is something that is very significant to me and shows me that I'm on the right track to pursuing my life's work and that I have the right people in my corner who believe in me and what I strive to be. that through receiving the scholarship, I am able to continue to develop my skills further in my internship and not stress over financial obligations. With that being said, I am honored to be selected as one of this year's recipients of the Dr. Benjamin and Marion Kremen Scholarship. I hope to make both of them proud. Once again, thank you for selecting me as one of this year's recipients.
Thank you so much, Marissa. And of course, because of lack of time, we can't hear from everyone, but let's welcome our last, a recipient who would share about her aspirations too. So please go ahead, Monica.
Hello, everyone. My name is Monica Lopez, and I am very honored to be recognized as a recipient of the Dr. Benjamin and Marion Kremen Scholarship. It has always been a dream of mine while completing undergrad to be a part of the school counseling master's program here at Fresno State. I have always had a passion for serving others and being involved in my community. One day, I hope I can pursue my goal as a school counselor and give back to my community. I chose to pursue school counseling after an experience working in the field of education. I have always had a passion for teaching, mentoring, and coaching students in the K-12 setting. Receiving this scholarship means I'm getting closer to my goals and ready to serve students in the K-12 setting, especially those who need extra support and nurturing. I am more than grateful for the people in my life who have guided me through the process of being where I'm at today, and I feel very fortunate to receive the scholarship. Receiving the scholarship also means I will be able to complete my internship and contribute to the skills I have been learning in the program to effectively support my students without stress and worry of not having the funds to cover my education. I am excited to be in the field where I can make a difference in the lives of others. As a professional school counselor, I want to promote growth, self-awareness, appreciation of diversity, and a love of learning among students with different backgrounds and ethnicity. I want to show high-quality guidance with counseling by being their voice and advocating their experiences and exposures when it comes to receiving resources and inequalities. My ultimate goal is to have a positive impact on students' lives and have a trusting relationship so they can have a place where they can go and express who they are. I want to provide services in a proactive manner, which ensures students can achieve school success through academics, career, and personal development experiences. I am truly honored to be a recipient of the Dr. Benjamin and Marion Kremen Scholarship, and congratulations to the other recipients.
Yes, thank you so much to all the recipients, and really a heartfelt thank you to all your family and friends who are supporting you on your journey as school counselors in training. So thank you so much.
So thank you everyone for joining us this afternoon. For years, the Terraces at San Joaquin Gardens has had the privilege of partnering with the Kremen School of Education and Human Development in presenting all of these worthy students with scholarships. The financial support provided by the Kremens is a philanthropic example of good stewardship. If you are interested in finding out more about how you can also support these students, please contact the Kremen Development Office. In addition, for all that are in the Holiday Theater, we have our famous frosted Kremen butter cookies for all of you to enjoy. And for those of us on Zoom, I hope that we can all be together next year in person and we can enjoy all these cookies together as well.
Thank you everyone for being with us this afternoon. We truly appreciate it. For our residents in the Holiday Theater, we hope you enjoyed the appetizers as well as those cookies. For those joining us on Zoom, to our recipients, congratulations, and to the families, I hope you enjoyed being able to support your students here today. So thank you all very much and have a wonderful afternoon. Bye.